Meeting to order, and the first order of business is roll call, please.
Good morning. Henry Jones.
Here.
Teresa Taylor.
Here.
Margaret Brown. Here. Rob Fechner. Dana Hollinger.
Excused.
Frank Rufino for Treasurer Ma.
Present.
Lisa Middleton.
Excused.
David Miller.
Here.
Irena Ortega. Here. Jason Perez. Mona Pascual Rogers. Here. Ramon Rubacava.
Here.
And Betty Yee, or Lynn Peck went for Betty Yee.
Okay, thank you. The next item, approval of the May 15 timed agenda, moved by Ms. Taylor, second by Mr. Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the item is approved. I've asked Mr. Perez to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready? Again.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. And this week we welcome a new member to our board, Lisa Milton. Ms. Milton was in attendance the last 2 days, but was unable to be here today due to a prior commitment she had in her hometown of Palm Springs. On behalf of the board, I want to officially welcome her to our CalPERS family. Lisa has served on the Palm Springs City Council since 2017. I'm quite confident that her background, service, and experience on boards and commissions will be an asset to our board. Over the last several months, I've spent a lot of time on the road meeting and talking with CalPERS retirees throughout the state. And when I do, the topic of greatest concern is whether their CalPERS benefits are safe. I know how important it is for our retirees and our future retirees to be able to count on the benefits they've worked for and earned. Our retirees also expressed concerns that the recent Supreme Court decision in the Cal Fire case would impact their benefits, and I assured them that it does not. I reminded them that we've taken important steps to ensure the long-term sustainability of the fund, including lowering the discount rate, approving an asset allocation mix that carefully considers risk and reward, shortening our amortization schedule to help employers pay down liabilities on future costs faster, and exploring innovative ways to assess private markets. I would be remiss not to mention that May is National Military Appreciation Month. So thank you to all those who have served or continue to serve in our armed forces. And at this time, I'd like all active and veterans of military services stand so we can acknowledge you. And this week is National Police Week. To our board member, Jason Perez, who is a sergeant with the Corona Police Department, thank you for your service. This week especially, we thank all police officers who protect us every day and honor those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Finally, I'd like to take a moment of personal privilege to recognize a special person and friend of CalPERS, Bill Slaton. Bill's tenure on the board ended last month, but he has served us well since his appointment in 2012 by former Governor Jerry Brown. Bill represented all members, but sat in the seat as a local government elected official for 2 terms through his role on the board of Sacramento Municipal Utilities District. Bill was a strong advocate for interests of our employers, partners, and of course, our members. His composure and pragmatic approach led to effective and productive discussions on some very difficult subjects. Bill, will you please join me on the stage? Hello? Hello?
Okay, try again. Yell.
Okay, thank you. Okay, technology, right? Okay, well, Bill, on behalf of the entire board, we want to honor you by presenting this resolution to you for your work and your dedicated service to the CalPERS board and CalPERS members. So we hope that whatever your endeavors are from here, that you would be successful in that regard. So thank you for your service. Okay. 3 minutes.
I have been advised by your counsel I am not limited to 3 minutes. However, I will adhere to that and be under 3 minutes. So first of all, I want to congratulate Ms. Middleton. I think Governor Newsom made an excellent appointment to this board. Her background and her skill sets, I think, are going to be a great addition to the board, so I congratulate her as well. So first of all, it's obviously been an honor and a privilege to be on this board for almost 7 years. So when I do the math, that's about 400 committee and board meetings. However, that does not even compare to Mr. Jones's over 600 and Mr. Fechner's over 1,200. So, but with 400 of them, you start to get a feel for how things work. And my conclusion is the mission is pretty simple. Pay the benefits, deliver health care, make sure the checks get there on time. But the work is not simple. And we all know that. Everybody who serves, everybody's in this room understands that it's not simple. And part of the reason is because we don't control everything. And if we did, it would be simple. So whether it's the markets, healthcare costs, those who are stakeholders and their concerns, agency budgets, you name it, there's a challenge. And the job of the board is to oversee this agency and to rise to that occasion. So I kind of use the analogy that it's kind of like CalPERS is a very sturdy ship, but on very stormy seas. And it's a perpetual voyage. And every year, year after year, your job is to come into port safely all the time and not miss it once. So, what's the best chance for survival if you're trying to make sure you got to come into port? And that's for the crew and the officers to work as a team. And so that's why my time on here, as those of you who've served with me, has been primarily on the issue of board governance. That's where I've spent my time. Now, you have an outstanding crew. In fact, my career spans about 50 years of working with public agencies, and I have to tell you, this is one of the most outstanding staffs I've seen, with the exception of SMUD, which is, pretty, they're run very close to each other. And you have in Marcy Frost, one of the best CEOs that I've had the privilege of working with. And you should treasure her. And you have an investment office led by Ben Ming that, even though we have these choppy seas, they're trying to provide the right guidance in order to get through that and succeed and get into port. So, in closing, I have just a few recommendations, very few. First, recognize the value of your crew. Second is maintain a culture of listening and respecting each other. Focus on outcomes with goals and measurements. And arrive, if possible, at consensus. But even if you can't, support the group decision. In other words, set your eyes on the horizon and pull together. Again, thank you very much for the honor and privilege.
Okay, thank you. We're going to recess for a moment and have a little cake and coffee in Bill's behalf.
It's out there. I don't need cake. cakes and I'll go somewhere else.